I wanted to make a video that gave test-taking tips, but specifically test-taking tips for the STAR writing test. So let's get right to it. When you look at the topic, when you read the topic for your STAR writing test, whether it be a personal narrative essay or an expository essay, the first thing you're going to have to do is organize your thoughts. And sometimes that can be a difficult thing. People struggle organizing their thoughts. And because they struggle with that, sometimes their paper is not as good as it could be. So here's the first step. The first step in organizing your thoughts is brainstorming. It's pre-writing. That's what some people call it. It allows you to generate your ideas. It keeps you from getting in this mode of there has to be guidelines or expectations. There's no guidelines or expectations. You just need to generate ideas. You need to write down as many ideas about that topic as possible so that you will have information in order to organize and write. And once you have those ideas written down, that's when you can start organizing. Sometimes people try to organize before they even have the ideas written down, and that is not okay. Make sure you get your ideas on paper and then organize those thoughts. So here are some ways to pre-write. First of all, just write. Just let it come out. Let whatever words are in your head come out on paper. You can outline it. Sometimes people like to do that. As they're getting those ideas out there, they put it in outline form, and that's fine. If that's the way you think, then that is a good way for you to brainstorm. Some people cluster and use graphic organizers. They group certain ideas together based on a certain type or a certain topic. Maybe that is easier for you. Whatever is the easiest and will allow you to effectively get your thoughts on paper, use that method. Now, after you have taken that first step of pre-writing and brainstorming, the second step in the writing process is drafting and organizing. So organize your thoughts and then begin writing. Your thoughts have been written down, now organize them and begin this rough draft process. But be prepared to make mistakes. You're going to get 2 pieces of scratch paper on the writing test. Be prepared to make mistakes. It's supposed to be that way. Most people do not write their first draft and have it be the best thing out there. So be prepared to erase. Be prepared to mark through words. That is fine because it's getting you to the point where your final draft will be excellent. And if you struggle with organization, just keep it simple. If you're struggling with this organizing your thoughts, keep it simple. And here's a way you can do that. First of all, you keep it simple by just realizing I only need 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the introduction, and it's going to state my topic. The second paragraph is the body, and it's going to state the main idea or main ideas. You may have more than one main idea, and that's fine, as long as you can support the main ideas that you have. But your body is where those main ideas are going to be. And then paragraph 3 is just your conclusion, and that's where you wrap it up. You come to a clear ending to your essay. Now here's an example of a personal narrative. And this is something I just put together quickly so that you could see what it's like to organize your thoughts. So if the topic is a time you had to overcome a difficult situation, then the thing that I used was moving to Texas. So my formula and my main point of difficulty in my essay is going to be moving to Texas. And the support that I'm going to give for that is an expired driver's license, a missing birth certificate, and taking the test. So the final sentence of my introduction will say this: I remember a time when I had to overcome the difficult situation of getting a Texas driver's license. My body will be organized with the main idea being moving to Texas, and my support of that being 3 things. The first one, expired out-of-state driver's license. The second one, missing birth certificate. And the third one, taking the test. My conclusion then would have this whole idea being, ultimately, the difficult situation led to happy times deep in the heart of Texas. And that is a simple way to organize your thoughts. Now, if we're looking at an expository essay, here is another example. The topic could be, what is better, dress code or school uniforms? And the formula for that, the main idea, you have to take a stance with an expository. So my stance might be that dress codes are better. And then I have to give reasons why. And that would be more freedom and prevents distractions. So my thesis statement would say, it is better to have a dress code because it allows for more freedom and prevents distractions. So my body, because I'm focusing on this idea that dress code is better than school uniforms, I would keep that same idea of dress code, and then I would use support talking about how it gives more freedom and how it prevents distractions. My conclusion then, I would have to restate my thesis. So my conclusion would say, allowing greater freedom and prevention of distractions are two ways a dress code is better than school uniforms. And this is a simple way to organize your thoughts in an expository essay. Now, if you need more tips, if you need to see more examples on how expository essays are written or how personal narrative essays are written, you can go to mrferrero.com, and there's a link on test taking tips where it will give you sample personal narrative essays and sample expository essays that were written on the STAR writing test last year. And you'll even see which ones were graded at what level, 8 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. So you'll be able to see the examples of what is good and what is bad in regards to essay writing. Ultimately, what I know is you have everything it takes to be successful on this test.